At the grocery store self-checkout, the machine announced, "This customer is wanted by Interpol for war crimes." What the hell? I dropped my basket of groceries and stared at the self-checkout screen as every head in the store turned toward me. The automated voice had been loud enough for the entire front end to hear, and now a dozen people were backing away from me like I might explode. The screen was flashing red with what looked like an official Interpol warning, displaying my photo, full name, and a list of charges including crimes against humanity and genocide participation. I'd never even left the country, let alone committed war crimes, but the machine was treating me like I was some kind of international fugitive. The store manager, a nervous-looking guy named Todd, came rushing over with 2 security guards while I stood there in complete shock. "Ma'am, we're going to need you to step away from the machine and come with us," he said, his voice shaking as he stared at the screen. The alert was still blinking with my information and what appeared to be an active warrant from The Hague. I tried explaining that this had to be some kind of mistake, but Todd was already on his phone with what sounded like 911 dispatch. The other customers had formed a wide circle around us, some of them recording with their phones while others whispered about having a war criminal in their local grocery store. The security guards flanked me on both sides as Todd led us toward the customer service office in the back of the store. One of them kept his hand near what I assumed was pepper spray, treating me like I might try to run or attack someone. The self-checkout machine continued announcing my supposed crimes to anyone who approached it, creating a spectacle that had drawn half the store's employees. Through the office window, I could see Todd showing the screen to someone on a video call, probably his district manager or corporate security. The whole situation felt like a nightmare where everyone believed something about me that wasn't true. The police arrived within 10 minutes, 2 officers who looked like they were expecting to arrest a dangerous international criminal, rather than a 34-year-old accountant buying groceries after work. Officer Martinez took one look at the self-checkout screen and immediately called for backup, while Officer Johnson started questioning me about my travel history and whether I'd ever used any other names. I kept insisting this was all a massive error, but they seemed more interested in the official-looking warrant displayed on the machine than my protests of innocence. The screen showed details about alleged atrocities in Bosnia during the 1990s, when I would have been 8 years old and living in suburban Ohio. Officer Martinez was reading the charges out loud to someone on his radio, mentioning genocide and ethnic cleansing like I was actually capable of such things. The more I tried to explain how impossible this was, the more suspicious they seemed to become. The situation escalated when Officer Johnson discovered that my driver's license photo matched perfectly with the Interpol alert photo, right down to a small scar on my left eyebrow from a childhood accident. He showed me the screen where my face was displayed next to what appeared to be authentic Interpol documentation, complete with case numbers and international warrant details. But when I demanded they call the number listed on the warrant, Officer Martinez discovered it was disconnected. The website link led to a convincing but fake Interpol page that had been designed specifically to display my information. Someone had gone to extraordinary lengths to make it look like I was wanted for war crimes, including hacking into the grocery store's self-checkout system to trigger this public humiliation. The breakthrough came when Officer Johnson called the real Interpol headquarters in France and learned that no such warrant existed in their system. The investigation revealed that my ex-boyfriend Derek, who worked in IT security, had orchestrated this elaborate revenge scheme after I'd broken up with him 6 months earlier. He'd created the fake Interpol alert, hacked into the grocery store's checkout system, and programmed it to trigger when my credit card was scanned. Derek had been systematically sabotaging my life for months, starting with small things like having pizza delivered to my house at 3 a.m. and escalating to this public humiliation designed to destroy my reputation in our small town. He'd chosen war crimes specifically because they were so extreme that people would remember the accusation even after learning it was false. The grocery store's security footage showed Derek inside the store 3 days earlier, spending an unusual amount of time near the self-checkout machines with a laptop bag. When police searched his apartment, they found detailed plans to escalate the harassment, including fake arrest warrants and plans to have actors dressed as federal agents show up at my workplace. Derek was arrested on charges of cybercrime, harassment, and making false reports to law enforcement. He received 2 years in prison and was ordered to pay $50,000 in damages for the emotional distress and damage to my reputation. The grocery store upgraded their entire checkout system and offered me a formal apology, along with free groceries for a year, though I never shopped there again because too many people still remembered the day the machine announced I was a war criminal.